Hey, welcome back to The Local Edge, the podcast where we cut through the chaos of public sector operations to uncover practical ways that you can save time, reduce costs, and boost impact. I'm your host, Mark Grabow, Principal Consultant at Local Efficiency Solutions, and a veteran project manager who spent over 10 years mapping workflows and creating SOPs for everything from HRs at local governments to regional colleges and nonprofits. Today, we're talking about standard operating procedures, SOPs for your positions, for those recurrent tasks that eat up your team's bandwidth or slow you down when you've got a new hire. For instance, did you know that on average, 25% of an employee's day is wasted on avoidable administrative chores, unnecessary tasks, and outdated processes? Multiply that across a 10-person team, and you're looking at 25 hours lost every single day. Oofta! But here's the good news. A well-crafted SOP isn't just more paperwork. They're honestly a secret weapon that's way too often overlooked that can reclaim your time. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to unpack how SOPs slash time waste. They speed up training and free up your team from constant hand-holding. Let's get you the edge. All right, first off, what makes a great SOP? Start by mapping your workflows down to the detail. This is where you really nerd out on every step-by-step process. Think you're making a recipe. I identify major milestones, like any process handoffs or any critical task. This helps me identify and reduce bottlenecks. I even use color coding for clarity. Say blue for back-end processes and green for front-end service delivery, and then orange for financial steps along the way. Whatever it is that floats for you and your team and your work style. This is top shelf nerdery. I create section headers, subheaders, and sub-subheaders. I use screenshots wherever I can fit them in for any process that is action-oriented where I can actually take a picture of it. Whatever you choose to create your style for SOPs, stick with it. Make a rubric for your team to follow so that when they recreate your style for each SOP, it fits the same rubric outline. Be sure to create your callouts for any critical steps. However you make the call out, keep it consistent. Remember, it doesn't need to be pretty. You're not submitting this for any awards. This needs to be actionable. You need it to be the most step-by-step, user-friendly packet that you can create on how to duplicate recurrent critical processes that are part of that function that they'll be interacting with on a regular basis. You want it to be so detailed such that a new hire can pick it up with minimal oversight and be able to complete a majority of the activities involved. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. You are still going to have to manage your staff member, but it significantly cuts down how much time you have to pull your team leads away from their critical activities to help a new hire on institutionally owned processes that should be documented for them to be able to read and learn through on their time. What's the result? A simple SOP playbook that's a quick reference toolkit. I've experienced this firsthand, and the significant savings from SOPs is documented by well-founded research. For instance, if you check out the studies by McKinsey and Company, standardized processes like creating SOPs can cut down waste that staff spends on administrative tasks by 20%. That's over 9 hours a week per person redirected to high impact work, like strategic planning or direct service delivery. In operations heavy departments or departments that see heavy turnover, this makes a massive impact. Fewer errors means less rework, and that's pure time savings. But the real magic is with training and onboarding. New hires or even veterans switching roles waste hours reinventing the wheel. Studies show organizations using SOPs see an average of 30% reduction in training time, getting employees productive faster. Imagine that for a department manager at a local government or community college. Instead of a team member shadowing a colleague for days, they flip open their SOP playbook and they follow the color-coded, picture-filled workflow, and boom, they're independent in hours, not weeks. And for you as a leader, that's less time fielding the "how do I" questions. Surveys even show that 68% of staff members feel that they spend some portion of their day on administrative, low-value, inefficient tasks due to unclear processes. SOPs flip that script, turning reactive interruptions into proactive self-service. I've experienced that bottleneck that comes with having no SOPs firsthand in several project management roles at local governments, community colleges, and nonprofits. I even experienced this at a fast-paced emergency response private sector company where I was a project manager. Standardized processes weren't documented. They were only held as institutional knowledge by those senior level team members. Does this sound familiar? What ends up happening? Senior managers or team leads have to step away from their duties to train me on basic, repetitive, critical components to my job that I should be doing on an everyday or weekly basis. So then you have the team leads losing time from their critical duties to train up a new person in their role. And this can create frustrations. It can harm the team cohesion. So I build SOPs full of pictures and milestone checkpoints color-coded to help with ease of use. Shout out to Katie, a department director with whom I had the pleasure of working that is excellent at crafting out SOPs and managing the process of documenting SOPs at a department, a team, and an organization-wide basis. When done well, SOPs allow teams and departments to breathe easier, focusing on what matters. Service delivery, not email shuffling. Without SOPs, that waste compounds. That 25% I mentioned earlier, it often stems from redundant efforts and information silos. One study found employees lose up to 42 minutes a day just on needless admin hunts. Just hunting for things. It's an easy, low-hanging fruit to knock out. In local governments and community college positions where turnover is high, veterans burn out answering the same questions or shadowing for the same duties, and it hurts the mission overall. But with SOPs, you're not just saving time, you're building resilience. Teams scale without scaling up your chaos. So what's your next step? Audit one recurrent task this week and map it out. You'd be amazed at the efficiency the team feels when you start documenting all the processes. Well, that's it for this week's Edge. Let me know in the comments what you think. Feel free to forward to a friend who's also in the process of efficiency at the local level. Until next time, I'm Mark Grabow signing off. Go forth and do good things.